Hello viewers, MikeMoneyGMR here, and I'm here with another Let's Show Off. Don't worry about this at all. Produced by Kimco, so you might know what this game is. Developed by Boss Game Studios, like a boss. No, I'm just kidding. You better be careful, that phrase might be copyrighted. Anyway, Top Gear Rally. Another Top Gear game. You know, you had Top Gear Off-Road, Top Gear other things, I think too, wasn't it? Or was that other game? I don't remember what it was exactly. But this here, as I said, is Top Gear Rally. And this is a really great game for what it's worth, you know. You have, like, I'm going to just do a practice for the sake of a practice. Normally you wouldn't have these extra levels here. The only reason why I have them is because I've unlocked them. But you got the coastline, the jungle, and the desert. You would have more, but I haven't unlocked them yet because I haven't got past these levels, I think. There's more at least. But I'm going to do the coastline just for the sake of it. Now, the sad thing is, if you're playing multiplayer, you cannot play it in sunny. That's the weird thing. This game had 2-player mode, but it didn't have 4-player, even though there was 4 slots on the N64. And the strange thing about it is if you play on anything but 1-player, you have to play it in fog, rainy, or snow. Now, the annoying thing with that is if you play on any of those settings, it's really impossible to see, and it's almost impossible to stay on the road, which in this game, when they ported it over here, the sad fact is that it seemed to kind of get a bad rep because it's, you know, which card do I usually use? I use this one right here. The game type, like the gameplay is like really difficult for a racing simulator, because that's basically what this is a racing simulator. So basically you choose your car. You have 3 handling types to choose from. Handling type 1, 2, and of course 3. However, if you choose 1 or 2, you're going to have a very impossible time controlling your car in this game. So you should only choose type 3. You have a transmission of automatic and manual. You want to do automatic unless you decide you want to try manual, but I don't know how it works in this game. Tires, you have normal, grippy, slippy, and like, you know, basic, that's it. Grippy is the worst. It doesn't really help you on any of the maps that I've discovered so far. Slippy can only be useful if you're really good at drifting and know how like the car works, which I don't, so normal is the best. And suspension, you just want normal. With softer and harder, you have different controls based on that too. Harder... Sorry, I don't know how that happened. But harder really fucks up your turning, just that's why I chose not to do it, as you noticed. You want to use normal, no matter what. I can load my decals. I don't know if they're really that great though. Basically it's just I turn the car entirely blue. I don't know why, but anyway, let's just do that. And I'll show you how this game works. As always, it's A to go, B to stop, and you want to change the control to the camera to this. Now, as you can see, I'm just tapping the turning, and that's what's happening. So, yeah, turning in this game is very sensitive. Now, when you make a turn, you don't want to ever use the brake, despite the fact that you might think that it's better. No, this game kind of goes off of a drifting standpoint, where, you know, if you're, you'll be like kind of sliding around a turn, and so what you want to do is once you start losing control, you want to slam on the accelerator again and then start trying to fix yourself. However, if you overdo it, you're going to do that. So, you kind of want to learn how this game works, you know. Now, sadly, there's no voice acting, and really there's not much music either, as you can kind of tell right now, because it's really, really quiet. All you get to really hear is the sound of my car. But that's how practice mode really works, is it's just quiet, lets you kind of learn everything without distractions, and lets you learn the shortcuts like that one. Yeah. I just had to shut up for a second, because I think I'm wrong. Actually, there is some music in the background. But I can't really hear it. You'll probably be able to, you'll hear it better over me when I do my actual editing of the thing, but for right now, you can't really hear it. Now, in dark or foggy, that shortcut is very impossible, so just go around, because you can't really tell where the wall is. I would get, I think Blonde Assassin's here, I would go get her and have her do the 2-player with me just to show how difficult it really is. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. That ramp right there, that will always throw you off. There's just no way in hell to really like match when it's going to go. And as you can tell, I mean, I'm not having much trouble, you know, staying on the road. For like the most part, it's just kind of like a learning process, and like there's only one guide available for this game, and I don't know if he has the right version of the game either, because like he says the PAL version, which I don't know if this really is a PAL version, you know. I don't know anything about PAL versions or what they are. I mean, it just might be a game that's ported over here that might mean a PAL version. But this is the actual N64 cartridge version. There's no, I think if you have an emulator of the game, it's going to be even harder and different. It's going to have different, I think it has like different things. Like it has different names for the cars, not for the emulator version, but for this version. For example, in Japan, this car has a different name. I can't remember what it is exactly though. I'd have to look it up. And it also plays a little differently too. But you can kind of tell, like if you could like watch my controller, which I don't do, you know, what they call scare cams, so you probably can't. But I'm just like hitting, letting go of the acceleration, making the turn, and as I start to slide, slam the accelerator down again. Like it's kind of for like a brief second usually. But yeah, I mean, like, this game is very relaxing just playing by yourself. But when you start doing, like, championship and, you know, things like that, you really start to get to see the meat and potatoes, as some people would say, of the game. But yeah, pretty much for, you know, this, you just keep going until you decide to stop. Usually it would be like 3 laps and then you're done. Yeah, whatever. My brother just came in here, so he's making fun of me as I'm playing, which is no big deal. Alright, I will in a little bit. Anyway, guys, another thing, after this lap, no problem, I'm going to move on to the next thing and show you kind of how the championship works. I'm going to have to take a pause break before I do that. Now that best lap time is kind of pathetic from what I usually get, because I'm pretty sure I've gotten like 130 or 140 before. It's not that hard to do, but you know, still, I mean, from what you can play, it's pretty good. And if you've never played this game before, and you can get your hands on it, which I've actually seen a lot of copies of it available in, you know, what do you call it, classic stores for video games. I've seen like 6 copies of it available, and they're cheap, like dirt cheap. So you might want to go and pick it up and try it out. It's a really fun game. It's just really freaking difficult if you have a broken controller like I used to have. Anyway, let's get out of here, and let me just tell a little bit more before I take a pause break. The thing is, with this game, you know, you can, customize your cars a little bit. You can do fun little time attacks, arcade version, and championship. But, it didn't have much in the way of unlockables. Like, you can unlock cars and stuff, but other than that, really, there was no, like, at least to me, there wasn't any distinct desire to, go in and do the championship mode when I first played when I was a kid. Because I was like, well, I mean, I can already, play through the game in my own way, so I'll just play through it with my friend, like my brother, actually, and at the time. And we would play this for a good hour, and then we'd get tired of it because we just could not figure out how to drive. I mean, we would try all the different things, like, we would try the different handlings, like handling 1, 2, and 3. We would try each of them when we couldn't figure them out. We would try the different suspicions. They didn't change anything as it seemed. We would try the different, other things. But anyway, when I come back, we will take on the championship mode. So, be right back. Okay, viewers, I'm back. Sorry about that. Actually, I've been gone for a while. It was like, was like close to like 4 something when I started. Now it's like 6. That's how long I've been gone. As you can see, I'm in the what do you call it? Championship menu. But as you can see, I'm on the 2nd season. So you're gonna have to see me do it as if I had just been finishing the race. You kind of have to use one of these faster cars for this because the problem is that they the other cars are going to be a lot faster if you don't. As you can see, it's raining this time, which makes it a little bit harder. And you can actually hear the music a lot better too. Now the goal of championship is very easy to explain. You have to get above position 5, I think, to even stand a chance to move on, type thing. And I mean, your ultimate goal is to try to get to, 1st place, of course, but it's actually a lot harder than you would think. I mean, I've played this a couple of times with this brand new controller that I got. Well, actually, I just replaced the joystick in it. And I can honestly say that even after doing that, I still had, like, no luck at all getting to 1st place. And also, I'm not very good at this level since I haven't played it in a long time either. So that's another thing that kind of sucks. I mean, you can always go into practice and practice it while it's doing the weather that it's doing, but you don't have to. It's only a recommendation. And on top of that, it's just like, if you do it, great. If not, well, you tried, Chances are I will lose because I don't think I did well on the other rounds, Like, I think on one of them I got like 10th place. So, yeah. See, what sucks is you might be tempted sometimes to just like hammer the acceleration, like the accelerator down the entire time and try to learn the controls that way. Well, if you play it that way, you'll never win, trust me. I've gotten 20th. I think that's like the high, like the lowest you can go before, just by trying to do that the whole time. Like I never even made it to another person when I play championship mode. So that's how you have to play strategically, or you'll never win. Which of course, playing strategically is learning the way the game works, which is kind of difficult, of course. As always, there is a ramp at the end. On most of the maps there is, so keep that in mind when you come up to a ramp, because you don't want to hit a ramp and end up, you know, flying through the air and then accidentally, like, flying to the left or right, because then you'll lose your entire traction when you hit the ground. I won't lie though, the music in this area is amazing. Oh, and another thing, your car does get damaged, which I think I've explained in the game Top Gear 2 for the Super Nintendo. Your car can get damaged if you hit enough things like the wall and stuff. And if your car gets too damaged, you won't be able to accelerate as well as you would if your car is in perfect shape, of course. Nor will you be able to make turns as easy. You won't be able to maintain a top speed that was like what the top speed is supposed to be, and so on. Fun fact, if you flip your car at any point, the game will automatically put you back on the track, but in most cases it'll cost you a position, because like it will either put you behind the person or it'll put you like in front of them, but they'll pass you because you're standing still. So your biggest goal is to try not to flip your car, of course. Though on these levels besides coastline, it is very easy to flip your car. And I love the effect that they took for the tunnels and stuff. Despite the fact that it's only raining outside, the tunnels actually appear foggy. It's actually kind of interesting, because in real life that doesn't happen. You know, tunnels would be at least a little bit clearer compared to the outdoors. You know, they wouldn't be, well, except for like foggy weather they do, but like in rainy weather and stuff, it's kind of, you know, it's a lot better in tunnels. Especially since there's lights and stuff, so it makes it a lot easier to see. But in this game they just took and said, well, we know it's foggy outside, and we know it's raining, so we want to make it when it's in a tunnel it's not raining, and we want to make it when, and what we'll do instead is we'll just make it where the inside of the tunnel looks, you know, cloudy. You know, that makes no sense. But, you know, at the same time, I'm sure someone's probably laughing at me, like saying, you have this all wrong. And if I do, I do, you know, it's just like, that doesn't bother me at all. But, you know, that's what I feel like when I've driven around myself. I just find myself driving in a tunnel, and all of a sudden I have clear vision when I was not able to see when I'm driving around in, like, you know, fog or rain or whatever. So, yeah. Though, of course, if you had the chance to drive like this, you wouldn't be driving, you know, in a way that you normally would drive, you know, on regular roads. So I guess it makes sense in that amount too. Now, back to the guide I was talking about. The guy would say, you know, what he recommends you use for each car, kind of. He'd be like, okay, listen, each car needs a different kind of suspension, you know, wheel type, and you know, just those two. Remember, you're never supposed to change the handling. But like, you need the other two things changed, or you're gonna have trouble driving with that car. And basically, you know, what you have to take into consideration is things like weight, acceleration, max speed, you know, and like You know, this game's nothing like Gran Turismo, where it kind of does it for you, where it's like, oh, here, if you want your car to do this, you do this. If you want your car to do this, you do this, and so on and so forth. But for this game, it's like, oh, you want to know what to do? Tough shit. You have to figure it out yourself. You know? So it's like, you might be asking yourself, well, how do I figure it out? Well, sadly, it's just trial and error. You go into practice and see what car does what when you go to a certain area. 11th place, that is balls. But that's okay. Yeah, I just hit the wrong button, whatever. My second lap was my best lap. Interesting. Yeah, we got 0 points for that. As you can see, I got first on Coastline, though, because Coastline's easy after you've done it a few times. Sorry, you don't have enough points, so let's try again. No. So then anyway, you're going to start out in Desert, which is a really fun level. This is the car I was using, right? Yeah. And actually, it doesn't even tell you the weight. Okay. Well, you notice that, like, almost all the cars have front engine, right? But then you have 5-speed, 6-speed, 5-speed. I think one car, no, okay, they're all either 5 or 6. Okay, I thought like one of them was 4. But no, but as you notice, they're all 4-wheel drive. So you got that going for you. If they weren't 4-wheel drive, though, that would suck, you know? I'm pretty sure that you would just be sliding all over the place. Now, since I had to cut the episode, I don't remember where exactly I was in the last episode. This might be a little long. I'm just going to apologize ahead of time. Oh, you know how most games like Mario Kart, stuff like that, have a boost at the beginning? This one does not. This game has no kind of special... ouch. Has no kind of special treatment for you if you time your acceleration just right, just like in, I think in Top Gear they did that too. So you're on your own when it comes to like driving. Oh, and I don't think there actually is a radar either, is there? Oops. Sorry, I'm just trying different buttons real quick to try something. I don't hear the music, which sucks. Well, that somewhat worked. I like how in this game, though, a lot of the courses are dirt track, and even if they're not, you actually see dirt come from your tires. I don't know if that's like a, you know, limit that they had to take for it. Because, like, there's certain parts of the road, like right here, you would actually see dirt come from your tires if you make a turn, see? Of course, some people would probably say, oh, it's probably because you had dirt stuck in your tires already. Well, I guess that makes sense in that regard, but, you know, it's just kind of funny that when you drive on anything but dirt, and it's just like dirt flies up, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. But, you know, this is just a simple racing game, just like the other racing games I've shown off. Well, not Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is a different type of racing game. Now, just in case you were wondering, there is no reset race option when you're doing Championship. In Arcade there is, but in Championship, if you say, oh, I'm doing really terrible, I should try again, you can. Oh, and also, I don't think there's any way to control the camera either, so you're on your own on that too. is a shame though that the music doesn't seem to be working right now. I don't remember this desert one having a good song track, you know. Whoa, that was weird. I kind of flattened my car. Oh, okay, so I could just heard the music and it sounded kind of like something straight out of Coastline, so it's not any different. Oh yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Realistically, the person in my car would be dead, but you know, whatever. Most people would be like, oh, you know what, I should just quit at this point and start over, but since I'm just doing a show-off, I just kind of want to show how the entire championship process works. I'm going to just do this. But since I'm getting close to 20 minutes on this recording, I gotta stop soon and do a part 2. Like a legit part 2. I actually have part 2 in the title for this one because, you know, when let's show off titles, I'm not supposed to, I don't usually use the word part at the end because I don't know how many parts it's going to be until I start. And so, of course, now that I know that I'm going to need like multiple parts, it's going to suck. I'm going to have to go in and edit the name so I don't get confused. Not that that's an issue, it's just a funny thing I'm mentioning. Oh, and once again, I'm actually recording this on a day that I'm supposed to be working. But, like, the only reason why I'm recording it is because I have no other plans really right now. And I told myself that more than anything I needed to record something. Like, it's like not a option, I have to do it. And I'll be honest, part of me was like, at the same time was like, well, like what do we want to do? And then I was like, oh yeah, since no one's home at the time that I started recording, I'll just go downstairs, grab the N64 and start playing, and you know, bring that up here and start playing some of the games off of that. And well, it worked, but you know, now everybody's here, and so now I feel bad about recording, but I'm just like, you know what, who cares? I really need to get some videos out. On top of that, I just realized that I may have accidentally deleted Yoshi's Island content without even thinking about it. I've been searching for it, but I haven't had any luck so far. I hate saying that to you guys because you all like probably like facepalm when I say it, and I'm like, really? But it's true. Every time, like, I think what it was is I went ahead and I instantly took it downstairs so I could put it on my computer, and then forgot about it. And so when I do that, I don't put a title or anything on the actual case. And so I know that, you know, people would be like, well, if you had a stupid, what the fuck are they called? Capture card, yeah, capture card. If you had a capture card, you wouldn't have to worry about this, but no, I would still have to worry about it because I would find myself being like, well, I'm just going to quickly, you know, take it and then probably end up accidentally deleting it thinking I already had it, you know, so there's issues on both things. Like I said, I was listening to this one guy and he said that he went to upload one of his videos and it just like seemed to have disappeared, and he was like, I know I recorded it, I just don't know where it is. And he has a capture card, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you can't really trust capture cards to do better than this that I'm using now, when this can save the thing forever until it either gets scratched or I delete it. And since I probably deleted the last one, you know, well, there's that. Wow, that was amazing. In fact, I gotta tell you this, I'm actually probably, not right now, but For a second I was actually making this look a lot easier than the game really is. It's only because I've been playing it on and off for a while and I finally figured out all of the tricks and things like that that makes the game easier. Like I said, if you good lord, if you ever decide to play this game, do realize that it's not going to be as easy as it looks here. Even after I gave you the little pointers, it still will take some time because you're going to have the issues such as holy shit. You're going to have issues such as sorry, I'm just losing my train of thought. I need to just stop for a second. But yeah, basically you're gonna find yourself being like, how come when I played, I had this and this and this and this and this and go wrong, and you had like none of this, and it's because, you know, you have to kind of learn how the game works. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this here, and in the next episode we will do the next 2 races. I know I don't want to really show off the next race because it's not really important, but I'm gonna do it anyway just to kind of show you how the whole system works and go from there. Till then, bye.